JackyOh's dad finally speaks out. To find out what happened, watch this whole video and subscribe to the channel.
Okay, wait, Jackie, is that JackyOh? What?
It's JackyOh, baby.
What? That hair? Who did it? The color? Who did it? That ass? Natural. Oh.
When JackyOh went into the hotel and got onto the elevator, she walked by at least 2 cameras that are right by the elevator hallway. And the thing is that you have to have the key card to go on each floor. Whatever floor that you booked and you're renting for that night through the hotel and you paid for it, when you come and check in, they gave JackyOh a key card that only goes to her floor and her room only. That way, all the other people, they can't just be walking around and they're not going to get access to all the other floors. You're only supposed to be where you're allowed inside of that hotel. So whoever came up to the 5th floor or whoever came up to Jackie, now remember, this is a small boutique hotel. It's not a large resort, so the security isn't as big and not as many people stay here. This is not the same type of place where people come to when they come to Miami to turn up and to get lit. This is not a resort hotel. This is not a bougie hotel. This is a small place where the people who got access to the floor or to Jackie's room had to have a second card, man. And that's why everybody's speaking out saying they should have definitely had somebody with Jackie, because when she got the BBL, she can't be even laying on her back. She has to be in her stomach. But she also got the tummy tuck, so that means she can't even be on her stomach either. So it means that somebody is supposed to be watching her, because there's no way that she was being able to stand up the whole time without any type of assistance. And at one point, all the stuff, the medicine is going to wear off, and so you had to have had somebody there so that they could properly know the exact time you took it, so that they could give you your second batch in the dose and everything. And now the whole family's speaking out because DC Young Fly is getting to the bottom of this. He's finding out the reasons why the Doctor Place had a 0.5-star review, a 1-star review at best, and a lot of people sent in anonymous complaints saying that their operations were botched and they weren't satisfied with a lot of work that they had done, and that they were scared that the same thing was going to happen to them, but they didn't want to do anything, and everything is alleged, but a lot of people, they probably got scared into thinking that they didn't want to speak out against them because they still had to go back to the dude for follow-up procedures and everything like that. If JackyOh would have made it out, man, she would have had to still go back for follow-up appointments so that they could make sure that everything went the right way. Like 2 months, 3 months down the road, they always have to come back and follow up. So if they would have been able to get her at that time too, people could have been waiting on her. And so the thing is that once they knew that DC Young Fly didn't come, and the 2 friends that JackyOh came with, they left her. They basically abandoned her because of the fact that how are you going to come with JackyOh to be there to support her during the thing when DC Young Fly couldn't be there because he's on tour and doing the show. But then the most important part that the people actually supposed to stay there for and be next to JackyOh holding her hands, the most important part, that's when they get up and leave. So something tells me that it's something off about the people that came with Jackie. Apparently, a lot of people, the word on the street is that they're saying that it was Jackie's friend and that she brought somebody else, and that even maybe they might have even brought Nova or something like that. Now, this is just what we're hearing and what they're saying. And so the thing is no matter who came, who was there, whether it was her friend, her sister, the boyfriend, whoever it was that was there, they was mainly saying it's a friend and the boyfriend of the friend. They got up and left, man. They went and got onto the super yacht and went and started partying, man. A lot of people, you got to understand that they caved in. They didn't really want to be there to be with Jackie. They only came to Miami so that they could get lit and get turned up and post it on Instagram. So really, they tried to finesse JackyOh into getting a free vacation by telling her that they were going to come with her. But then when they got to Miami, all they did is they dropped JackyOh off at the place, and then they just instantly left. They said that they was just gonna go get their phone charger from the car real quick, and then they got in the car and took off and never came back. And then we never get to see JackyOh again. And it's like they didn't even come back to pick her up to take her to the hotel. We're hearing that she took a Uber from the hotel and that they already had shuttles and whatever ready to go there. Valet drivers and shuttle drivers that take you to the airport and back to the hotel, or that take you from the somewhere that you're at and then they'll take you to the hotel. So like if you already got a room in the hotel, JackyOh could call the hotel and say, can you send me a cab? Can you send me a shuttle driver? I'm over here at the blah, 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 the BBL place. Can you send a person to the BBL place to come pick me up? And they're supposed to pick her up and take her back to the hotel. That's a part of everything she paid for with the resort fee and all of the parking fees and everything. Remember, she was not driving a car in Miami. In Miami, you can only rent exotic rental cars, Lamborghinis and Bentleys only, because of the fact that everybody comes to Miami and there's no reason why you would rent a Prius or a bucket car, because nowadays it's 2023. Everybody wants to flex. Everybody want to act like they rich and everything like that. So the people that came with JackyOh, that was their whole mentality. They wanted to act like they were rich and flex. So what they did is as soon as they dropped off JackyOh, in their head, they thinking they got rid of her because she's really getting in the way of the plans of them having fun, because all they care about is having fun and turning up. So just like how a lot of people out here, all they do is just party, party, party. This is what those people were doing. And because that they didn't want to come and look after JackyOh, like why weren't they there with her at the whole stage through the process? They said that they found JackyOh alone in the hotel. So they can't come back and say that they were with her or that they just left the room for a second. No, you were gone the whole day, basically. The people only dropped JackyOh off and never came back to pick her up. So clearly they were just using her. If JackyOh paid them to drive her around and to just hang out with them, you never know. Like she could have been like, oh, let me hook you up with some bread so that you could, take me to this, take me to that, and then just kind of chill with me. But if y'all got something to do, you could still go do that. She didn't want to be a burden on it. She didn't want to like rain on their parade or anything like that. So they just took advantage of it. As soon as they got JackyOh into the Dr. Zach place, she checked in, and as she's signing into the lobby, that's when they said that they had to take it was a whole live stream that they did, getting ready and going into the place. You could see the friend that JackyOh was with, she was in the live. They were doing everything, getting ready, She told her that she had to wear the swimsuit to go there and everything, that it was this particular dress code that she had to be in with the whole scrubs on top of it. And so they were putting the scrubs on, and that's when you could see the live, and that's when we see that the friend that she was with, it was at least 2 people in the room when JackyOh went live that morning, and they were really just getting ready. This was 5 minutes before she went into the BBO place. And so they were getting ready. They got the scrubs. They already had it with them. They got their release forms with them and their permission slips. So they were like getting everything together. It looked like they were in the hotel already. So the people that was with JackyOh, they already know the whole layout of the hotel room, where the windows are at, how to get in, how to get past the locks and everything, how much money's in the safe. They already know all of that because they were in the room with her on the live right before she went to the BBL place. So they scoped out the whole entire place first. They scoped it out. They knew exactly how to get up and get around. They got the extra room key because when they came with JackyOh, a lot of times, if you book a hotel room for yourself, one person, but you show up with multiple people, the people at the hotel place, they're going to give you multiple key cards for everybody, thinking that y'all all going to be using the room together, because they understand the finesse that you book it under one person, but y'all all just gonna be using the whole room. Like somebody gonna be sleeping on the couch, somebody might have to be on the bed, and then the other person might have to be on the futon or the love seat or something like that. So they understand it. That's why they gave multiple key cards out. Maybe in front of JackyOh, they gave her one, but then once the people came back downstairs to leave, they could have asked, hey, can we get a couple more of those cards for us? And so you never know. So you already know in the live video that JackyOh had herself that morning, is 2 people in the room with her, and that's the people that allegedly had gave her a ride to the BBL place. So we know that they started off the day with her because that's the same people that picked her up at the airport. A lot of times when people get to big cities and they know people that live there, they're going to call them and ask them to come and scoop them from the airport and everything like that. You got to understand, JackyOh knows people in Miami. She knew the people who was with JackyOh had to have been from Miami, or at least they know the area well enough because they were already there before JackyOh got picked up. In order for somebody to pick JackyOh up at the airport, that means they have to already be there before her. So it's a possibility that they could have all at least flew down there to Florida, and that the people who picked her up flew there first. Either they got there first, or they already lived there or something, or they drove there. They already had their car. So if they're not in a Lambo or a Bentley, that means they're in their own regular car. So that means they must have either drove there or lived there. And it's no point in, if JackyOh is flying down there, why would you drive down there? So that means they have to live in Miami. So she called her peoples that stay in Miami to come and scoop her and take her around. Basically, she just checked in. JackyOh checked in Miami. She checked in with her people. She said, hey, I'm in your city. I'm going to be doing this. I'm going to be doing that. I just need you to come scoop from the airport, take me to the hotel, and take me to the BBL place. She offered them a payment for that. You know, a lot of times people pay each other for gas money, for taking them around, for showing them around, for hospitality reasons. So she's already spending money on the trip. She's about to do the promo with the BBL place, and they could have been shooting a whole commercial on the other side too. Like, she could have been, the BBL and the promo, getting that for free is one thing, but then after she gets the BBL, she could be doing a whole commercial for them that they have to pay her the money for. So she got money coming in. She's spending money. This is her whole thing. She got bread to spend. So she must have broke bread with the people who gave her the rise, but then they realized, you know, maybe the totality of the circumstances, they either realized how much bread she got, or somebody got a hold of them and tricked them into setting them up, or maybe somebody took their room key cards and then went up to JackyOh. It could have been anything like that. But at the end of the day, they should have never left JackyOh alone and abandoned. Wherever they went, once they dropped JackyOh off, they should have never went there. They should have stayed with Jackie, because Jacqueline was supposed to be like having aftercare. They didn't give her the aftercare at the BBL place. So this is another thing, man. There's supposed to be a whole room that they have where they put people in there that they look after for the next like day or 2 or 3 until all their symptoms and swellings and everything goes down. That way they can monitor them and be like, okay, when we checked you out of this place, we made sure days after the operation to make sure that everything calmed down, nothing came up, and that everything is fine. And then they let them go. You're not even supposed to be released out of the BBL place or any place until they actually give you the aftercare, which is have the people and the nurses take care of you for like at least a couple of days after the fact, to make sure that they can release you to go home. And if you have if you got a place, like at least if they was gonna release JackyOh and take her back to the hotel, they could have at least had a whole place set up in the hotel where they could do the aftercare at. They should have put the IV there. They should have put a mini fridge with all type of hydration and all the things that she needed. They should have had at least 1 to 2 nurses plus the friends that JackyOh was with should have been in the room. So I don't understand why they couldn't have just did that. Why did they have to leave? How come out of all the people, the nurses didn't want to help, the doctor didn't want to help, none of the BBL aftercare places didn't want to help, the hotel people didn't go and check up on JackyOh, the room service went up there, they didn't even fully investigate and everything like that, and that's not part of their job. All they supposed to do is go up there and leave the food cart. If the person didn't open the door and get the food, the plates of food off the cart, then that's on them. They don't want to. There was a do not disturb sign put on the door. And so that's what tricked everybody else. They thought that she was sleeping or something. And everybody knows that the hotels and everything, they already get people who are angry customers when they interrupt them and knock on the door or try to come in and do the room service and do the housekeeping. But they like, hey, didn't you see the do not disturb sign on my handle? Why would you even knock? Why would you even twist the handle to try to come into the room like I'm doing something here? And so that's why they didn't actually try to get into the room. When they realized that it's been way too long and that they've been trying to get a contact to JackyOh, a lot of people were calling her phone. They called the front desk of the hotel and said, hey, Do you have somebody staying there named Jacqueline? Because we're trying to call her and get a hold of her, and it seems like we can't reach her phone. We don't know what's going on. Can you maybe send somebody up there to check on her? That's when they finally came to their senses and realized that they have to breach the door, and that there's a reason why that she hasn't been answering. There's a reason why the food cart got left there and none of the food got taken off the cart. She never came to the door and opened the door to grab the waters and all the stuff that she ordered. So there should have definitely been somebody in there to take care of her, because they would have been able to call to the nurses and ask what to do, what to give her, exactly like how she should be standing, what if she should be laying on her side versus laying on her back or the front, because she can't even be laying down because of the fact that she has the operations of multiple parts, that she was supposed to be basically in one of those walkers. If you've ever seen somebody that got a BBL, they're always using the old people walkers. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to lay down. You're not supposed to do none of that. You literally supposed to lean up against the walker and use the walker for the first week. After the first week, then everything is going to start to kick in, where you can start having a seat and laying down. You can maybe use the walker and then take a seat and then use the walker to get back up. And so this is the proper procedure. They must not have told her the proper procedures and everything. They must have been in a rush, or something happened in there. Maybe it was a thing that something happened where JackyOh was like, you know what, I'm done with this. Let's just finish this early. Like, this is no longer something I want. Like, she could have came to her realization that something was wrong and she wanted to finish this quick. And so they quickly hurried up and tried to like wrap it up quick, and they didn't really go through the remaining procedures of what they're supposed to do. They were just like caught up in the fact that something happened that made JackyOh tell them to stop. Either that, or they had to stop because something was already happening to Jackie, and that they had to stop because if they had gone any further, it would have been something where it would have happened quicker, where she would have fell out there. So they quickly, boom, 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 got her out of there and sent her to the hotel, because they didn't want her to have something happen while she's still in their building. If something happened and she's still in their building, then they're the ones who's going to have to take a hit for all the blame and everything like that, because then that means that it couldn't have happened nowhere else but there. The hotel thing would be out of question. But the fact that she made it to the hotel, and, you know, the multiple room keys and her not answering the door, the friends being gone, but the fact that they know how to get into the room and everything that is and how much everything is worth in the room that JackyOh brought, she could have brought $65,000. A lot of people are saying that BBLs can cost $80,000. Some of them can cost $40,000. There's a big difference in discrepancy. That's why JackyOh and them made the mistake by picking the person who was going to do it for the cheapest. You never go for the lowest price. That's how you get popped. I don't care what anybody says. You cannot be going for the lowest price. If somebody wanted to get you and they know that all you care about is the money and that you want to just get the lower price, that's how you get finessed. They say, okay, bring your money, and they going basically, it's never going to end up being something fair. You either going to get the money taken, they're there to set you up, or something like that is happening. So you never go for the lowest price. Sometimes when people go to the lowest price in different situations, it was a sting operation. The feds got them. It was a robbery and a setup, anything like that. So what you got to understand is that when they got the bids and the estimates from all the BBL places, they should have went with the one. They should have got 3 estimates, the highest one, the lowest one, but they should have gone with the one that's in the middle, because they not trying to tax you, but then they also not saying too low, like to try to lure you in, like a too good to be true type of story. This is what it was. This was a too good to be true. Nobody gives away anything free in 2023. I don't care if it's a free BBL or a free this or that. Somebody's going to have to pay for it. And at the end of the day, man, we saw what happened. I want to send my condolences to JackyOh. If you are a JackyOh supporter, say JackyOh in the comment section. Justice for Jackie. R.I.P. Jackie, because we really trying to get the justice for Jackie and try to figure out of all the scenarios presented what could have been the most thing that makes sense. We're trying to make it make sense, y'all. And so if you want to continue to get the updates, subscribe to the channel.